Folks, these condo prices don't make any sense. I'll get into that and then the latest home prices and insights for condos across the GTA for week ending April 24th, 2024. The condo market is slow. There are thousands of condos sitting out there available for sale. And on a weekly basis, only about 4% of condos available for sale are actually selling. Think about that for a second. Only 4% are actually selling that are available for sale. That means out of every 100 condos for sale, only 4 of those are going to be sold that week. If you're a condo seller right now and you're on the market, you're feeling what I just explained. If you're a buyer, you're seeing it too. You see the choices that are out there. And I'm saying these condo prices don't make sense. What I'm talking about is this pre-construction business of, it's, you know, there was a time new project was announced and it would be sold out immediately. Those days are long gone. A ton of builders have pulled their projects off the market, yet I still get inundated really with 3, 4, 5, 6 emails a day of pre-construction projects. What's changed is the amount of incentives they're giving for me as a realtor to bring my buyers to their opening and help them sell their units, or incentive they're giving directly to the buyer. It's out of this world, the kind of incentives they're giving. But you know what they're not doing, the pre-construction? They're not changing their price. I recently saw a new project being promoted downtown Toronto in the core. It's around $1,600 a square foot, which, you know, on its own doesn't really mean much. $1,600, if that's the rate, that's the rate. And if you want to buy, that's what you buy. But resale in the same core is at a much, much different price per square foot. I'm not talking about resale where the building is 20, 30 years old or even 10 years old. I'm talking about resale where it's 0, 1, 2, or 3 years old. Some of these units resale have not even been lived in yet. And you could buy those at $1,000, $1,100, $1,200 a square foot. There is a $400 to $500 a square foot gap difference between new resale and pre-construction. This, I believe, is where the big problem lies. I'm working with condo buyers, and every now and then one of them will say, well, maybe we should consider pre-construction. And we'll look at that. And I'm happy to help them in pre-construction. But when you look at it and you do the math, on a 700 square foot condo, which is, you know, not a really, really big condo by any stretch of the imagination, on a 700 square foot condo, a $400 per square foot price difference is $280,000. So think about that. You can buy almost brand new today, where you could walk in it, touch it, see it, feel it, smell it, look out the windows, imagine your furniture there. You could buy it now at $280,000 less, or you could buy the other project across the road when it'll be ready in 4 or 5 years from now, when we don't know what the market's going to be. We have no idea what interest rates are going to be. Pay $280,000 more and not even see it, and not even know what it looks like, and not even know if another building is going to be built in front of you. There's all sorts of scenarios you've got to look at. And each time recently I've looked at these scenarios with my condo buyer clients, there was no comparison. Total logic pointed towards buying the resale. Now, I got to keep saying, I'm talking about new resale, where some of these buildings, some of these units are still never lived in. They're brand new. So this is the big problem I see right now. The price gap is hundreds of thousands of dollars between resale and new. And it never used to be this much. And people could think, okay, do I buy resale or do I spend 100, 150,000 more? But now it's like way more than double that, 280, 300,000 price difference. This is the problem that the builders are having these days. It's just not making sense, these prices, and they're moving forward with incentives and buy this, we'll give you more commission, and buy this, we'll send you on a vacation, but they're not changing their price. If you think this video can help somebody you know, please pass it along. If you get value from what we're talking about, subscribe. And if you want to speak with me about your real estate situation, selling, buying, it's really simple. Up here, there's a link to my calendar. Below this video in the description, there's a link. Click on that, book a time that's convenient for you. We'll talk about whatever's on your mind. Now, let's get into the numbers. Here we go, folks. On this show, we're talking about condos across the GTA. We're going to be breaking it down by City of Toronto condos. Prices seem to be trending up. York Region condos, prices seem to be trending up. And Peel Region condos, prices seem to be trending down. Now, earlier I said condo market's slowing down. There's this going on, that going on. But here I'm showing you prices are trending up. Let's look at it a little bit closer. We're going to start off with City of Toronto condos. This is just for the City of Toronto. Condo apartments only, no condo townhouses in this data. For week ending April 24th, 237 condos were sold. Sales for a couple of weeks now, down a little bit. I mean, it's not the end of the world. When I look at this, I'm thinking, we're kind of still where we were before. But sales are not trending up. And there's way more condos available for sale. I'll get into that in a second. So sales have come down a little bit. The amount of condos selling at $1 million or more, that's up. 33 of those have sold at $1 million or more. An average sold price is up to $780,000. Overall, average sold price has been trending up. If we hide this 1 week there, where it dropped down to $748, it's pretty clear which way so far prices are going. But the clouds, the storm clouds are brewing. Let me tell you, compared to last year, $780,000, no change over the price. It's a 0% change in average sold price. The median price is 4% higher than where we were this time a year ago. The dotted line, the 4-week moving average, shows that average price and median price have been trending up. Let's look at this now. Here's where the storm clouds are brewing and things are changing. Not always evident yet in the charts, but we've got to look at this. Sales. First of all, sales compared to last year were way off the mark of what we were selling this time a year ago. Of the 237 that sold, 27% sold at list price or more. That percentage is trending down. Here's the big numbers. Listings, 937 were listed. So sales down a little bit, but listings shot way up. Compared to last year, the blue, that's last year's numbers. The orange, that's this year. We are listing way more condos this year than what we listed last year. And as such, the amount of condos available for sale, active listings, that's increasing on a weekly basis. So for week ending April 24th, 4,200 condos are available for sale. Compared to last year, just to put it in perspective, at the same week last year, there was 2,052 available for sale. That's an increase of over 105%. So the amount of condos available for sale have more than doubled. If I go back, the amount of sales have not doubled. They've actually come down quite a bit from what we were selling. So sales are way down from what we were doing a year ago. And the amount of properties or condos available for sale has more than doubled than what we were used to last year. This is changing everything out there. Months of inventory, amazingly, only about 3.8 right now. So it's pretty much in a balanced market. But I say amazingly because of the way it's going, continuing this trend, the trend of sales coming down and available for sale going up, you could easily see this headed up into a buyer's market. And I will say, condos, I'm talking about for this data so far is all the city of Toronto. But condos, each building is really its own market. So you're going to find some buildings, some buildings are very active, quick sales, very few though. Other buildings, lots to choose from. It is pretty much a buyer's market in that building. The majority of buildings is more of a balanced market, but some buildings, you've got your choice and it's pretty much the buyers in charge of picking the price that they want. Here's Toronto broken down into 9 different sections. So all Toronto is 3.8, sold at list price or more is 27%. You look at some of these different areas here. High Park, Rosedale, 4.8 months of inventory. That stayed the same. 32% selling at list price or more. Etobicoke, and a lot of the condos are in South Etobicoke, 2.5 is the months of inventory. So Etobicoke is outperforming all of Toronto. But look at downtown here. I keep pointing to this. 63 were sold, but there was 1,068 available for sale. Months of inventory is 6.1. Downtown Toronto, just as its own market, is a buyer's market. 6.1 months of inventory. Downtown core. Here we go. York Region condos. 53 were sold. 4 of those were at $1 million or more. Average sold price, bit higher than before. Overall trending up. 746 is the average sold price. Kind of resembles, although much smaller numbers, the Toronto condo market where, sales were okay, but trending down a little bit, although it's up from the previous week. Amount selling at $1 million or more is up. Average sold price is up. Compared to last year, it's 1% higher than where we were this time a year ago. Toronto market on par, 0%. Median price, 3% lower. When we look at the dotted line here, the 4-week moving average shows that average and median are trending upwards. So York Region similar to, similar to Toronto. The amount of properties selling at list price or more, 28%. That's been coming down. We were at 35 and 37. Now we're at 20. Listings. Here's where we're again similar to the Toronto market. Orange, those are this year's listings. The blue, that's last year. We are listing way more than what we were listing last year at this time. Active listings, there's 640 available for sale for week ending April 24th. That's a 123% increase, way more than double this year available condos for sale than what we had last year at this time. 123% increase versus last year's available for sale. Months of inventory sitting at 3.5, pretty much a balanced market. Here's Peel Region condos. 36 were sold, so sales trending down. No condos sold at $1 million or more. Average sold price, $618,000. Big difference between Peel average prices versus York Region and Toronto average prices. Now Peel, I'm using all of Peel, but the majority is Mississauga. That's where the majority of condos are being bought and sold. I've kind of saying that, prices, when I look at it from this chart, they're kind of flat. Although they're up and down quite a bit on a weekly basis, I'm thinking they're averaging out to be about flat. Compared to last year, 618, 5% lower year over year in average price. Median price is also 5% lower. And when we look at the dotted line, it also kind of shows that, yeah, maybe trending down a little bit, flat. Actually, when I look at it a little bit closer, I would say prices are probably trending down, but not much, very slightly. Sales. We're selling way less than what we sold last year at this time. The amount selling at list price or more, 11%. That's been trending down. Listings, way up from where we were this time a year ago. Active listings is up 106% versus where we were this time a year ago. Months of inventory sitting at 3.4 months of inventory. Here's a quick summary. City of Toronto, months of inventory is down. York region, Peel region stayed the same, but pretty much a balanced market across all condo markets. Remember, each building really is its own micro market, but the majority, pretty much a balanced market wherever you look when it comes to condos. And it seems if we head down the same path, prices can't continue to keep increasing when there's more choices. So it would seem if we stay on the same path, prices are going to start to flatten out and more condos are going to be available for sale, headed into potentially a buyer's market. Thanks for watching. Have an awesome day.